This world lord from McCree coming at y'all again before I hit the slave. Uh, Trying to discuss the war on not just Africa but on black people as a whole. First thing I want to talk about is how vampires have been sucking the resources out of Africa. And that first resource was the most important resource, which was the human, me and my generations before me. Now, what else I want to discuss is now that they have the humans outside of Africa, in Europe, in America, now they're sucking a new resource to give us things that we don't need, things that even I have been conditioned to desire, which is gold, tantalum, tin, and tungsten. Now, these things are very necessary for cell phones and even this computer laptop that I'm uploading this video on. Because of the demand in America and Western societies, there are several militias taking over mines in Eastern Congo, a place with high levels of resources. And this is causing massive bloodshed and massive sexual rapes and assaults. These people, at a time, the Congo, led by a queen, Nzinga, I believe her name is, resisted slavery for years. You know, they resisted harshly. For a long time, the Congo, in my mind, was viewed as a place of resistance. But now, they are westernized mentally. They're very materialistic, obviously, for they will put down their own people for Western interests. And what they're trading for tantalum, gold, tin, and tungsten is guns. To protect themselves, of course. And it's just a very large cycle dynamic that causes this. This group gets weapons, so the group without weapons want to protect themselves. You give one group weapons, start a beef between these two tribes, now you got to give the other group weapons. And now they're competing with each other. Their eyes have went off the prize, which was to be an autonomous, sovereign, unified people, which was the case back in the 1400s when they was going to war with the Portuguese and the Spaniards. But now they're warring with each other. And they are shipping these resources to China, other parts of Southeastern Asia, into Europe, making new elements that are necessary for the cell phone, Blackberries, computer laptops. I saw this firsthand last night at my slave. I do work as a janitor. I was working the Verizon building yesterday, and everywhere, I mean literally everywhere, you saw posters that said the new frontier, the final frontier is now open for business. Africa. You know, Africa has been open for business though. That's how the fuck we got here. You know what I'm saying? But now it's a market in Africa for these cell phones. Now they setting up shop. So after, you know, the niggas kill enough of each other, of course, we know who will be moving in to run those societies in Africa. Another thing I want y'all to realize though is I do have a college degree. I went to college, university, Eastern Michigan. I am working as a janitor. I know people with master's degrees that are working as waiters and waitresses. This should tell y'all something. We're not really needed. We need to build our own society. And that does not mean hating the white man. Just hating the white man will not build us a society. We need skills. What will get us a society is the love of ourself to the point where we want our own. That is the only thing that will get us our very own society. What's holding us back from not getting our society? Something I addressed yesterday: the ego, the unableness to take a check from your brother, but you will take a check from the Caucasian when he comes and checkpoints you when you get pulled over for nothing. When he gives you a check to keep your money in a certain bracket, you will take those checks, but you can't have a brother tell you that you're wrong. What's also keeping us from getting our own society? Niggas don't want to think. We just want to work and hustle. That is a problem. Niggas don't want to invest in the future and come up with solid and practical ideas. Either a nigga's thinking that aliens are about to invade the planet, so he's thinking, why invest in the future? Or a nigga's acting like he's so gun-ho that he just wants to go out and start killing people. But, none of those things will necessarily get us a society, man. It's really about building an infrastructure for ourselves, learning how to manage resources. I talk to brothers all the time, many of which claim to be gun-ho, but I don't even know if they own the pistols. But I asked them a simple question. So if I know how to strip down rifles, clean weapons, carry arms, you know what I'm saying? If I died, who out of us would know how to do that? You know what I'm saying? How would we get running water? How many of the practical men or the everyday brother on the street knows how to get water cleansed, do plumbing? You understand what I'm saying? How many of these brothers have the dignity to not do that for a crack rock? A lot of the crackheads know how to do this, but they're only willing to do it for a crack rock. You understand what I'm saying? We lack a lot of values. How many of our women will be loyal to our bloodline as a people that will say we're not going to just let anybody enter us? And how many of our men will be loyal to the people that's not just black, because being black is not really enough these days? How many brothers is loyal enough and has the discipline enough to say, I'm not going to fuck with any woman that is not on building, putting an investment in to our future? This is why I'm still trying to organize a donation of $50, not to me, but to Insa Roma Institute, which is an African-centered school in Detroit, Michigan. Once we get that established, we need to expand upon that and have an after-school program funded by the people that teaches special skills to the kids at young ages. You understand what I'm saying? Hating the white man is not going to get us no society, man. Getting skills will get us a society. And the only reason that we even need to come to this point is because we know that this society is phasing us out. College degree, janitor. I know people with master's degrees working in restaurants, service trades, trades that really are not necessary. So we need to really think about getting our own stuff. We're not really wanted here. That's why I say we're the world orphans. Whereas we want it, we got to build our own home, straight up and down. And it can't be no flea bag home. And I mean, we can't look at it like we will be parasiting off of other people. I don't want to live in a gorilla's home. It's a time to be a gorilla, and it's a time to be a man, straight up and down. It was a time where Fidel Castro was a gorilla living in the mountain, but it was also a time where he became a man. It was a time when George Washington them was living as gorillas, but it was a time when they became men. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. So, the only way you could be a man is if you have your own infrastructure, your own society, your own civilization. And that's where we need to be at. We need to change our values. The highest value should be on the young brothers and sisters coming up today. Not Cartiers, not Jordans. I haven't bought a new pair of shoes in fucking 3 years. I don't need them. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of you might be looking at me saying, oh, his glasses is crooked, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Let's stop investing in little material trinkets. Because trying to keep up with the Joneses will just keep you in a perpetual cycle of being a consumer. I used to try to keep up with the Joneses when I was 16, 17, 18, and 19. It's foolishness, man. They change the trends every few, years. And even now, I remember back in the day, Hennessy was the drink to drink. Thug Passion. You know, that at least lasted for 4 years. Tupac was talking about it. But then it changed. You know, 1 year is Belvedere. Next year is Ciroc. I mean, niggas be trying to keep up with even the Joneses of alcohol. Is you drinking to get drunk, or are you drinking to keep up with the Joneses? You know, niggas just need to change their whole way of thinking, man. The Joneses is not going to get us shit. It's not going to get us shit. But working at a 9 to 5 at a job that's not making you be all you can be. So let's start looking at creating our own society for the future. To a degree, we are hit, but our children don't have to live like us. And we need to start thinking about getting shit better for the future of black people with a sound mind. Donate to Insuroma Institute. Baba Malik, good brother. Peace.